But yeah, no, I've seen like we were in those names obviously because I'm not trying to put.
Joe, you kind of called that. You trying to kind of like
cut
it
off.
Out. Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was just my mic.
Oh no. Okay, let me.
Somebody downloading something.
No, I'm actually using my my Surface. I'm at my girlfriend's place right now, so the internet could be suspect, but we'll try to fight through it. But yeah, so Blue and I both knew people in college who were like that, where it's like most of the money they got their hands on, the girl would, oh well, I've always do this, and I want to go, and I want to do this, and I want to see this, and we'd be like, so when do you save your money? Because I mean, you got to do that at some point in time. You know, the guy would be like, we're having fun, we're having a good time, but I mean, I'm personally a proponent of, you know, the more you save, the easier it is to have fun when it's time to really have fun. Like, to me, having fun isn't let's go shopping and drive around and spend gas money and then spend money at the mall and then come home. Like, that's not fun to me. Those are just a bunch of bills and receipts. Like, fun to me is let's save a couple $100 and go skydiving or go kart racing, or let's go buy a Ferrari that I can drive all day and use Instagram. Like, that's a great time. But I mean, you know, and then it goes back, I guess, with the situation you were talking about, Roxy, where like the one person is the breadwinner, and then the other person is still trying to spend well, not trying to, but still has a tendency to spend all of the money. Where it's like, well, you know, our family is well off, so I can do this and I can take care of. Like, I don't care how much money I make in the future. That can't go down. I never.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's just a waste at that point. Like, you know, why am I working so hard if everything that I buy ends up being worn on your body, like earrings, shoes, dresses, whatever the case.
Not only that, but like you need something in case there's an emergency. For example, like early this year, I went to the hospital, and yeah, those hospital bills are no joke. Like, you know, and it's funny because they'll send them to you like not all at once. So they'll like, oh, this is only $50. That's not bad. Then you get another one that's like, oh, it's only $100. Then you get one that's like $800, and then like $1,700, and then it just keeps going up.
Bruh, they bill you everything.
So check this out, man. Check this out. Okay, so a couple years ago, I fell off a mountain, like riding on a motorcycle.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
No, it's actually really funny. No, it's good. But no, the ambulance alone was $1,000. And then they started chipping me away. Like, I would start getting like monthly payments of like, it was like $50 and it was like $80, and out of nowhere it's like $700. I'm like, why though? Like, just send either send one big ass check or like talk to my insurance provider, because this is not happening. Like, and dude, hospitals, bro, and I'm sorry, I gotta call y'all out on this. Y'all be milking us dry. Like, that's not even cool, bro.
Yeah, because they'll blindside you with it. They'll be like, an extra pillow.
Yeah,
my
dude.
back's kind of hurt. Like, they don't tell you that pillow costs $8 to slide underneath you, and you're just like,
bruh,
what the heck kind of pillow is this?
They charge you for everything, like nurses, like snacks on the counters, like everything, Band-Aids. Like, come on, bro.
Oh, you want to flip the channel?
Right. Like, even what was it, like last month or maybe 2 months ago, I had like a sinus headache, and I never had one before. So I just went to urgent care, and even that trip was like $500, and I was like, all you did was tell me I had a headache. I could have done that at home. Like, what do I need you for?
Yeah, it's stupid.
That's just
like,
how it is.
When I went to the hospital, I was telling them exactly where my pain was. I was like pointing to it, like I couldn't be any more clear. They go and do a test that's not even related, and then I'm charged like the yin yang for it. And like, you know, and they make you think that you need this test.
Yeah. That's always the best
like, well, we
part.
see that you have a severe head pain, but we'll do a in case this head pain is coming from somewhere else. And you're like, dude, I hit my head when I fell out of my car. It's like, well, we need to check your ribs though. We'll just,
maybe internal bleeding.
Yeah, we'll just be sure. It's like, well, we found this scar. It's like, I got this scar when I was 2. It's okay. It's like, no, we're gonna do surgery. It's okay. Just take these meds, go back to sleep. You'll be good. And you're just like, my dad actually had a situation where he hit his head, and it was actually the most like pleasant and also disturbing hospital experience I've ever had, because one, I've never seen my parents go to the hospital for, well, that's not true, I have, but never like that immediately. But when we got there, the lady goes, well, So the total for this visit is she named off some number that was like 5 figures. She was like, but if you want to pay, I think it was like $2,000 right now, then we can waive the rest of the fees. And my dad was like, we'll pay $2,000 right now. He's like, are you sure? Most people was like, no, we'll pay $2,000 right now. We'll work it out later. And she was, and then like I asked her to explain it. She was like, yeah, so most people can't afford to pay up front, but if you can, good for you. But if you can't, the ambulance and the stitches and the this and the that, it probably would have been about $8,000. And I was like, where did the other $6,000 come from? Like what?
Convenience fees.
Right. shipping and handling, processing fees.
Oh, man.
But yeah, man. Let's get back on topic, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Right.
But yeah, in my case, I mean, I know that my girlfriend isn't gonna go ham when we do get married. I know that she's not gonna go ham on just buying everything, and that's exactly why my money is my money. And if she needs help buying something or paying for something, or she needs any type of money, she could let me know. I'll think about it. I'll probably say no the first 3 minutes, but then after more thinking, I may just change my mind. It's happened before, so it's more than likely gonna happen again. But it's like when it comes to guys, money can be a really touchy subject. Even if you have money, it can be a really touchy subject. Because like in my case, I give money to people that actually need it, that really need it, that was just inconvenience for some reason. So now they have to pay this, and that. Like if one of my girlfriend's friends, Black knows exactly who I'm talking about, decides to go on a trip to Vegas and then goes to a trip to Miami and then decides to go to like MomoCon the next day later and then says that she can't pay her phone bill, which is like $90.
Dang, you're not going to disguise it at all?
I'm not helping you. I'm sorry. Your trip may have been recent, like you may have just recently thought about this trip, but your phone bill comes every month. I just have little patience for people that make these type of mistakes. It's like you have certain responsibilities that you have to tend to before you do anything else. And like when it just comes to money, I need to make sure that these people who I'm giving my money to are making responsible decisions. Then I'll give them my money. And a lot of cases with my girlfriend and her family and whatever, they tend to not do this. So with that being said, I just want to make sure that if there's $1,000 taken out of my account, I know why, and not necessarily, she just takes it out and then tells me later. Or maybe she may tell me beforehand, but I guess just that, just the fact that she has access to this, and I know there are people that's going to ask her for money, and there will be times where she doesn't have it. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just be well off and be able to give people whatever the hell they want. But just that access just makes me like nervous, and this is just my way of not feeling too nervous about anything. Because I mean, Black knows I've been broke for a long ass time. Every bit of money that I had, I made sure it went somewhere where it needs to be, or in something that's going to benefit me later. So even when I do make money, I'm probably still going to be the same exact way. And just with the communication with my girlfriend, I just feel like I'm just going to it's just going to she already understands where I'm coming from, and she already agreed with it. So it's just one of those things, those mind games that I just happen to be playing with every time I think about money and whatnot. But I mean, could I ease up and not really think like that? I could, but I also don't think that this way of going about paying bills and whatnot and having our money together isn't a bad way either. So I mean,
yeah, I think it all comes down to what works for every individual relationship. Because I mean, there are some people who they need to have their money separate. Like maybe they grew up both in less than fruitful households or whatever you want to say. and they just don't know how to really trust people with money, so they just don't make it an issue in their marriage, and they're just like, you know what, we'll just keep it separate, and they're happy. And then there are the people who they're okay with lumping everything together. Me personally, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm okay with lumping everything together, but if stuff gets tight, we're going to have to scale back real quick. And I don't have a problem scaling back because, you know, there definitely was a month in college where I ate peanut butter.
Yeah, that whole 2 weeks of eating
struggle
just
sandwiches.
to get flowers for our girlfriends. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, no, the struggle was real for Valentine's. Flowers cost way too much money, man.
Flowers cost like what was it, like $40 for like a little vase and shit. Man.
Yeah, and then we couldn't even get the small ones because there was like one flower. Like, we can't just say one flower. Like, what are we doing? And then there was the shit. I'm like, I don't even want to think about it. But still, like, I mean, I think it comes down to, you know, find what works for that individual relationship. Because, I mean, like Roxy said, like, if you're in the 50s, then feel free to be like, I'm the breadwinner, you stay home, you do the dishes and take care of the kids and help with their homework, and I'll come in from a hard day of work, and I'll smoke my cigar in the living room, and I'll backhand my son and tell him to be a man, and then I'll go to sleep and we'll do it again the next day. Like, if you live in the 50s, have at it. But this is 2016. Like, cost of living is high. Stuff isn't getting any cheaper. School gets more expensive by the second. Like, I don't think we really have time to be like, you know, I'm the breadwinner and I got this. Like, if you really make that much money, good for you. Because most people, we need 2 incomes just to make it work. Like, you're trying to get a house or something, then you need 2 incomes, unless you just got it like that. But most people don't.
Bro, it's getting worse, bro. Some families, they have to have 3 incomes, 4 incomes, because those kids eventually get older and then they have to go to college and whatnot. So,
man,
don't even get me started, bro.
We need
like
some legislation to make college more free than not free.
It needs to actually be free.
Well, I don't think we're in a country where it can ever actually be free. I think it's too much of an institution, but we can make it less expensive. And we also need to like have like back end forgiveness for all of us in here who have student loan debt. I'm sure none of us want to pay it because like, I'm okay with paying back my fair share, but I paid back my fair share like my first month when I sent them that first $300 check. I was like, cool, I got you, because that's all I want to pay. And they were like, nah, you probably have like 10, 12, 20 more years of payments. So I'm like, why did I just like having student loan debt is almost like having your like you gotta take care of it for freaking ever. And then once it gets to 20 years old, they're like, well, I guess we can let it go. Whatever. Like stupid, you don't even fully pay for it. But yeah, no, like stuff like that, student loan debt. I mean, the cost of living if you're trying to live in a relatively decent sized city or state or whatever, you're not like in the backwater of some off the beaten path place. Like, it's expensive out here, man. So I don't know. I think we may, in my opinion, we may actually be getting breadwinner is getting phased out entirely, because I know there have been a lot of movements to empower young women to be more, well, to not fall into like the more feminine girly tropes where it's like, you know, girls run like this and they play like this, where it's like, you know, you take care of yourself, you find someone who can help take care of what you guys have. And I feel like that'll hopefully bring forth like along with our generation, but also like a new generation of people who are just like, no, we're in this together. There is no, I mean, you know, one person makes more money, then cool. If it happens to be the woman, then cool. Because I mean, my girlfriend, she's working towards being a doctor, so you know, my chances of beating her in terms of consistent income is like 10%, and I'm okay with that because she's working hard to become a doctor. So, you know, once she starts getting a payoff, she gets a payoff, whatever. Now, granted, if all my plans go the way that I want them to, that won't be the case. But, you know, life happens, and I'm not ignorant of that. But this isn't about me.
All right, I got one more question for Roxy.
The answer is Pokemon Go.
Let's see. I definitely have to remember it first.
Why didn't you write it down? Blue, we're professionals now.
Dang, I'm sorry.
We're professionals now.
I will say in the meantime that I just hit my follower mark, so.
Ooh, very nice. Congratulations.
Let's go.
I mean, my other account had like 1,400, but we won't go into that.
Hey.
But,
I mean, if you're just trying to brag, you know, whatever. Like, I tried streaming on Twitch once, and one guy came into the room, and he was like, oh, you have a good computer. That looks nice. And I was like, hey, thanks. And then he just left, and I was like, well, that's Twitch for you. Nice. I guess you were just stopping through. Whatever.
Oh, man. I remember now. Okay. Now, in this situation, well, I guess in your situation, if your said husband was, I guess, annoyed or was feeling down about himself or started to feel depressed or anything like that because he wasn't making enough money or not making more money than you do, what would you do in this scenario for all the females who are the breadwinners?
Are you saying if he was that kind of person?
Yes.
Never do that because he likes money. So, I don't. Would somebody do that? I don't know. Like, would a guy really tell a girl, "Hey, you need to like quit making so much money because making me feel like a little boy. It's making me feel like a little boy."
Oh man.
I would have to be like, that sucks for you.
Damn. Cold blood with it.
No, but seriously.
Straight from the streets.
How do you go to your boss and be like, listen, my husband doesn't like me making this much money. Your boss is gonna look at you like, I mean, are you kidding? Like, your boss is gonna look at you like you're the stupidest person in the world. I mean, they might be happy that they don't have to pay you as much, but who in their right mind would do such a thing? I'm pretty sure any girl who is in that situation would be like, see ya, bye.
well, not necessarily actually say that. Like, they know what's going on.
Well, you know what? The guy needs to get a better job.
Yeah.
Step it up.
See, like my husband, like he has business, so he pretty much controls how much he makes. So like if ever that was the case, then he just needs to, you know, get more. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say get more lessons. He's a chess coach. So
oh really?
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I married.
I am playing against him.
You know, smart girls marry nerds. So that's what I do.
Hey, let the world know one more time.
But no, that's honestly pretty awesome. Like, I actually know a guy who is the weirdest business in the world. He is a professional rock consultant. Not music, stones, rocks. He consults businesses on which rocks and stones they want to use for their storefronts. He pulls 6 figures. Easy. I'm just like my dad, he owns an office supply company. He had to go to him and he pulled nameplate for a judge. And so he asked him out of curiosity, like, well, you know, what kind of what kind of business do you get? And he was like, oh, well, you know, it's been a slow week. We've only turned over about 10,000. And we were like, I'm sorry, slow? Week? Oh. Wait, 1 week, 10,000? And he was like, well, yeah, you know, really good stones are expensive. And I was like, well, that makes sense. But, you know, really? You're going to do this right now? Really?
Hey, man. Really? If Stone Man can do it, then anybody can.
Yeah, it's all about finding the right clientele. I mean, like, Roxy's husband is a chess coach. Like, most people think chess is dead until you realize that chess is nowhere near dead.
Chess is freaking anime, man.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you got young
if
kids.
you go, like, international wise, it is, like, serious stuff.
Yeah, like, I thought I was good at chess, and I met a guy who, I don't even know what his, like, international rating was, but I made, like, 2 moves, and he was like, well, I beat you in 10 moves. And I was like, really, though? No, he was like, well, I could just tell by how indecisive you were that you're probably going to make these mistakes. I'll beat you. And sure enough, 10 moves later, he beat me. And I was like, well, then teach me your ways. Like, chess master. Like, don't just beat me and leave. Just, you know.
Senpai, notice me.
Yeah, that's when it kind of opened my mind up. Like, I've seen videos of, like, chess grandmasters who play, like, 12 games at once. And they'll be like, I'm going to beat you in 6 moves. Like, I do this. And I'm just like, yo. But, hey, there's obviously money in it. Good for Mr. Roxy, Mr. Foxy, Mr. Foxy.
Oh man, but I think pretty good feedback from everybody. Especially, I appreciate you for coming out here. #1 streamer on my list.
Hey,
coming out to the streets.
Oh, thanks.
Duval, I also appreciate you coming out here, even though this is definitely not my channel. But
does especially Duval, do you have any like closing statements before we wrap it up? Hello.
It's Duval.
He gotta plug up his mic again.
Well, regardless, while you do that, or if you want to respond, thanks for being on the podcast. Finally, I'm glad we were able to get you out and whatnot. Hopefully, you can be more of a regular because I know you've been interested. We actually know him in real life, y'all. So it might actually happen.
Pretty cool, yeah.
What about you, Roxy? What did you think of this awesome podcast?
It was actually kind of entertaining.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
It was funny.
Not bad. Please leave any improvement suggestions in the podcast chat, and we will implement them accordingly.
And ask questions.
Do you know that I don't have the type in the chat? Just so you know.
Oh well, talk to CJ about that. I don't know anything about that.
Oh yeah, I'll get you the power later or whatever. But I guess for now, starting with our special guest Roxy, do you want to leave like your social media handles so people can connect with you and whatnot?
Sure. Can you just leave like my Twitch channel because I really don't do social media right now.
No problem, guys. Please follow Roxy if you love.
Nope.
Jay?
Cut out.
I mostly play League of Legends, but like I do stream making like overlays for people in their streams. So
If you also need an overlay, hit her up. Donations will be accepted gladly. But do follow the stream at Foxy_Roxy. That is ROCKSY. Yeah, Foxy Roxy.
Look, all that information will be in some kind of description box, whatever the case may be. Ask us questions. Use the Twitter handle at tjrages if you would like to, be involved in the podcast somehow. Follow your boy on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and
MySpace.
Yeah, I never made one of those. I never had one, bro.
I don't even know what like the name of my MySpace was, but it was something super goofy.
Oh, I was big into MySpace back in the day. I changed my layouts and everything. It was all glitterified. It was
Where's the glitter?
I was back like when I was in like middle school or something though. So you think you're all that when you're in that grade. So.
I mean, hey, MySpace used to be where it was at, so
MySpace was so much drama.
For real. But yeah, I guess we're going to wrap it up, y'all. Do I really have to say that we ain't complaining? We just saying things? Because did we even complain about anything?
No, I guess only when we complain we should talk. So,
Oh.
I guess we're just saying.
I guess we just saying. And we're out.
All right, bye.